how much money I profited, not just sales, profited in my first full year doing Amazon FBA, about 20 to 30 hours per week. That's what we're going over today. I'm gonna be an open book, take you to my computer, show you my profit and loss statement in Inventory Lab. But before we do that, I just wanna preface with a couple things. The reason I'm doing this, it's not to brag, it's not to flex. People run laps around me, okay? But I know what it's like to be a beginner. And I am a YouTube viewer myself. And the creators that are open and transparent and let me know what's doable and realistic really resonates with me. And I've always thought transparency and authenticity goes such a long way. And so I want to show you what's possible. I want to show you what it took for me to get there. And I want to give you a glimpse and give you hope and just know this is real stuff, okay? Like real numbers of what's truly achievable. And I feel like I'm just scratching the surface. So with that said, let's hop on the computer. Alrighty, got my computer here in front of me. I've got Inventory Lab open, which is just a software that I use for a lot of things Amazon. This video is not about that, but you want Inventory Lab and you definitely want Keepa. I'll leave it at that. So let's open my screen here and we're gonna look at a snapshot of my entire year of 2021, all right? So here it is in front of us. You're gonna see a lot of numbers. Basically, Inventory Lab does a really nice profit and loss report. Everything in red is an expense. Everything in black is typically like a deposit or some form of income. And so if you look at the very top right here, I'm gonna highlight it. Total sales in 2021 were $285,226.15. Okay, so $285,000 in sales. And then we're gonna scroll all the way down. And at the very bottom here, after you see kind of just a snapshot of what that report looks like, total profit, net profit, highlighted here, $79,304.59. So I made about $80,000 in 2021 doing Amazon FBA. Also to the right here, you're gonna see total expenses I'm highlighting, $202,000 and change. If you were to add the expenses with my profit, you would get the total sales, which makes sense when you think about it, okay? I should mention there's probably a little percentage of variance here for human error, but I've included the supplies, I've included my softwares and tools, right? So this is a pretty accurate depiction, even if it's not 100% accurate, to kind of help paint the picture. All right, so now that you know how much money I made, let's talk about how I did it so that you have an understanding, okay? 2021 was the first full calendar year that I've been doing Amazon FBA. I started in May of 2020, okay? I primarily did retail arbitrage. I would say like 95% of it is retail arbitrage. For anybody not familiar, it's really simple in concept. You go to everyday brick and mortar stores, whether it be Walmart, grocery stores, clothing stores, department stores, and you find things that are selling on Amazon that you're allowed to sell and that you can buy at one price, sell at another price, and the amount of profit and room in between meets the parameters that you want to meet, okay? So that's basically what I did for the majority of the year. What I love about retail arbitrage is one, you can get started really quickly. And for two, you can make really good return on investment. Like for every dollar I spent doing retail arbitrage, my goal was always to make $1 profit. The downside of retail arbitrage is if you want to continue to grow, it's hard to scale because you can only be at so many places at once. You also need to allot for time to pack and prep and do research and other things if you're running another business or have a job or whatever the case may be. So it's hard to scale. But if you have a limited budget, I am such an advocate for retail arbitrage to get started because the returns are just great. It's not uncommon to find products that can 5x your money. It's just that the scalability isn't there. All right, so now you know how I did it, which by the way, the only thing I don't think I mentioned, I averaged about 20 to 30 hours a week if I had to guess on my Amazon business. I do have a different small business outside of this. I work on some other things. So my point being, if you have a full-time job, a part-time job, a different side business, you absolutely have time for this as well, because you can do this pretty much on your own time, any hours of the day, all right? Yes, stores have to be open, but other than that, you're very, very flexible, all right? As far as moving forward, what's next for me? Now that I have the tools and the understanding of retail arbitrage, because the margins are so good, it will always be a part of my arsenal, but I am trying to continuously grow the business and move it forward, take everything I've learned, continue to level up, right? Learn about retail arbitrage, learn about this store, then that store, this product, this category, and now add that to my online arbitrage growth, okay? What I like about online arbitrage, simply put, the scalability is nowhere near retail arbitrage, because you can only be in one place at a time when it comes to retail arbitrage, and I have the power of the internet when I'm doing online arbitrage. The give and take is that your return on investment or your profit margin is definitely not going to be nearly as high as retail arbitrage, but the scalability is there. So forget the profit margin, the bottom line is going to increase, and that's kind of where I'm at, all right? So now that you know that, let me kind of just wrap this up and give you some closing notes. All right, so in summary, as you can see, when I say Amazon has changed my life, it truly has. It's simple, not easy. Anybody can do this, and I mean that wholeheartedly. It's the oldest business model in the game. You find products that you can buy low, and you sell them high. And you get to use Amazon, which is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, right? So, get out there, be willing to be a beginner. When you see other people post sales, also don't get discouraged, don't get excited. There's so many ways to make a buck on Amazon. Some people have a huge budget and are fine with a 10% profit margin. Some are on a tight budget and need to really maximize that. Some have a lot of time, some don't. People posting sales, it doesn't mean anything because you can't spend sales. The only thing sales are good for is it shows that you've taken action and you're gonna get more reps and learn from that. But don't get caught up in that competition. It's a losing battle. This is really, it's a feasible business, guys. Like, get out there, be willing to be a beginner, make mistakes, scratch your teeth on retail arbitrage. Other than that, I'm gonna continue with sharing my finances, so hopefully it just gives you a real glimpse of what's realistic. I have some big goals I'm really hoping to hit in the upcoming months, and I'll keep you guys posted. Have a great day. Hit me up with comments below. Duke Does Amazon on Instagram. Take care.